Hi, I'm Anika, physiotherapist and Pilates instructor from Adjust. Today I'm going to run you through a quick 10-minute glute workout that you can use at home to help strengthen your hips. Before we get started, if you haven't done any of our Pilates classes at Adjust, I'm just going to run you through a couple of safety points and the positions that we use in our classes to help keep you safe while you're doing these exercises. Of course, if you have any injuries or medical conditions and this is new exercise for you, you should consult with your medical professional or physiotherapist before starting these exercises today. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to go through the positions that we use in our Pilates class. So to begin with, you're going to lie flat on your back, knees are bent and your feet are hip distance apart, hands down by the side. The first position we use is called our neutral spine position. We use our neutral spine position whenever you've got one or more feet on the mat. To find your neutral spine position, take your hands underneath the small of the back and feel that there's a little curve there. That's called your neutral spine position. If you're going to take both your feet off the mat, you need to move into the imprinted spine position. So to do that, tilt the pelvis backwards, close down that gap where your hands were, hands down by the side, and then you can lift your legs up into the air, into tabletop position. So that's hips and knees at 90 degrees like so. Just give that a go before we head into the class. And then once you've got that, bring your feet back down to the mat, back to hip distance apart again, neutral spine. The next thing we'll learn about is how to contract your T-zone. This is referring to your lower abdominals and your pelvic floor muscles that help get the best out of the workout. There are 3 steps to switching on your T-zone. So step 1, pull up the pelvic floor muscles like you're stopping yourself from going to the bathroom. Step 2, imagine drawing the pointy hip bones together like there's a band going between your hip bones. And then step 3, draw the lower abdominals down towards the lower back. It's like you're doing up a really tight pair of pants and you've got to suck your tummy in to get them done up. That's your T-zone contraction that you want to hold on the whole way through the class if you can. Throughout these exercises, you also want to keep your shoulder blades down and back away from the ears, and the chin just is tucked a small way just to protect the neck. If you get any pain throughout any of these exercises in your back, neck or joints, make sure you stop the exercise straight away. Starting with glute bridges, lying down on your back, feet hip distance apart and hands down by the side. Inhale, drawing the T-zone, and then exhale, tuck the buttocks under, roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale to roll back down. So it's exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Really squeeze the glutes, the buttocks muscles, to lift the hips. And you want to feel like you're rolling up and down 1 spine bone at a time. You want to try and keep the hips in line, so if you need to, just take your hands to your hips and make sure the hips are lifting nice and evenly. You don't want one hip to lag behind the other. Try to keep them in line the whole way through the movement if you can. And knees are out over the hips. From here, we're going to go into a bridge hold with a bent knee fall out. So hold the hips up nice and high and exhale as you take the knees out to the side a small way. Inhale to draw them back to hip distance. Exhale to take them out to the side. Inhale to draw back. Keep going nice and slow and controlled. As you take the hips apart, don't let the hips drop down at all. You want to try and keep the hips nice and high as you take the knees out and in. So it's exhale to take them out, inhale to draw back in. Keep drawing in that T-zone, keep the lower abdominals switched on, shoulders down and back, and hands stay on the ground. From here, we're going to move into some bridge pulses. So keep the knees where they are over the hips, and then little pulses up and down. So exhale, small pulse up, inhale to lower the hips just an inch. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. We're just doing small movements right at the top of the movement. To get those hips to lift, you want to use those glute muscles, so really squeeze the buttocks to get the hips to lift. And then from here, we're going to move into a stretch. So slowly roll down, extend through one leg, and the other leg squeezes in towards the chest. Really squeeze it in, feel a nice stretch through the glute muscles. Holding here. And then switching sides, exhale, draw the knee in, feel a nice stretch through the glutes. From here, let's work into the side of the glutes, starting with your clam exercise. So lying on the side, hips and knees bent so that your feet are in line with your hips, and hand on top of the hip to keep it forwards. You're going to inhale, draw in the T-zone, exhale to lift the top knee, feet stay together, inhale to lower back down, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Make sure that the hip doesn't roll back as you lift the knee. You want to keep it forward so that your knees are in line. From here, we're going to move on to side leg lift. So for this exercise, you're going to extend the top leg out long in line with the hips, and then exhale to circle through the leg nice and slow, making sure the hips aren't wobbling side to side as you're circling the leg. Make sure that the toes stay back in line with your hips. If you look down your body, you shouldn't be able to see your toes from where you're lying. Make sure that you're keeping your T-zone switched on, your shoulders are down and back. You want to keep that bottom knee nice and stable on the floor as well. Really squeeze the glutes to get that circle happening. Reach long through the toes. You want a nice straight knee if you can. Try not to let the leg drop down as your legs get a little bit tired through those glutes. You want to keep lifting the leg at hip height. From here, we're moving into bicycle leg. So you're going to inhale, T-zone, draw the knee up towards your chest, and then exhale, big circle away like you're cycling a bike. Inhale, knee to chest, and exhale to cycle. Keep circling the leg, trying to keep the knee up at hip height. You want to try to not let the knee twist in, so keep the kneecap facing forwards. And if you want to challenge yourself further, try reversing the circle. So inhale forwards and up, exhale to push the leg away. Inhale forwards and up, exhale push away. Try to keep those hips nice and stable. No movement through the lower back if you can. Keep that tummy switched on. Just a couple more reps to go, and then knee comes down. Ending with straight leg raise. You're going to inhale, T-zone, sweep the leg forward so the thighs are in line, flex the foot, turn the toes to the floor. It's inhale to lower the leg and exhale to lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Keep lifting and lowering. Really try and keep the knee nice and straight. You don't want to bend the knee as you lift the leg. Keep the foot flexed, push the heel away from you. Really squeeze the glute to get the leg up. You want to try to keep the knees in line. Don't let the leg travel back towards you. Keep that leg out in front. Almost there. And then moving into a nice stretch through the glutes. So for this one, we're going to sit up nice and tall. This is your number 4 stretch. So the top leg's going to go on top of the opposite knee. Either stay here, or if you need more of a stretch, bend the knee. If you want more of a stretch again, move the hips forwards and walk the hands in. Just go to your level where you feel a stretch. Let's work the other side now. So starting back at your clam exercise, lying on the opposite side. Inhale, T-zone, exhale, lift that top knee, feet stay together. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Keep moving through the movements. Try to keep that hip forward again. Don't let it roll back as you lift that knee. You want to feel this through the side of your glutes, not the front of the leg. If you're feeling it through the front of the leg, you need to roll that hip forwards just a little bit more. Really push the heels together as you lift and lower the knee. It'll help to switch on those glute muscles. A couple more reps. And then we're going to head into your side leg lift. So for your side leg lift, you're going to inhale, T-zone, exhale to extend the top leg out long, and then circling the leg nice and slow. You want small controlled circles if you can. No movement through the hips, no movement through the lower back. You should be able to isolate just that one leg that's moving. Have a look down the body. Make sure you can't see your toes. You want to keep that leg back in line with the hips. If you want to challenge yourself, maybe reverse the circle, try going the opposite direction. Sometimes it can feel a little harder. Keep that leg up at hip height, don't let it drop down. You're almost there. Reach long through the toes, nice straight knee. And then we'll head into bicycle leg. So inhale, T-zone, Draw the knee up towards the chest and then exhale, big cycle away like you're cycling that bike. Inhale, knee to chest, exhale to cycle. Keep cycling the leg. Really try and keep that kneecap facing forwards. Don't let the knee twist inwards. Keep lifting the leg up at hip height. Try not to let it drop down if you can. You're going to try not to arch through the lower back. Really extend the leg back towards the hips as you're cycling through. And then if you wanted to challenge yourself again, you could try reversing the cycle. So inhale, forwards and up. Exhale, push the leg away. Inhale, forwards and up. Exhale, really push the heel away. Keep going, keep cycling the leg. The bigger the movement, the harder it is. So see if you can make it a nice big cycle if you can. Make sure that T-zone is still switched on. Keep drawing the lower abdominals in. It'll help to control the hips. Almost there. Just one more exercise to go after this. From here, draw the knees back together, little break. And then we've got your straight leg raise. Inhale, T-zone, extend the top leg out long, sweep it forward so the thighs are in line, flex the foot and turn the toes to the floor. Remember, it's inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Keep lifting and lowering that leg, trying to keep the knee nice and straight. Really push the heel away from you. It'll help keep that knee straight so that you're isolating the glute muscles and avoiding using the hamstring. Really squeeze the glutes, keep the hips stacked one on top of another. Try not to let the hips move back as you're moving through this exercise. Make sure the T-zone's still switched on. Breathe through it, you're almost there. And from here, bring the knees together and we'll head into the number 4 stretch. So coming to a seated position, take the top leg on top of the opposite knee. Either stay here or bend the bottom knee to feel a better stretch, or if you need to, slide the hips forwards and walk the hands in. Feel it stretching through your glutes. Catch your breath. If you really want to challenge yourself with these exercises, repeat them 2 to 3 sets through with 1 to 2 minutes rest break between your sets to allow for muscle recovery. This is going to turn this workout into a 30-minute glute workout. To get the most out of these exercises, you want to repeat the program about 3 to 4 times per week. If you enjoyed this workout, check out our group classes at Adjust in Coomera. You can book your classes online at www.adjust.com.au.